So good.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of So Good Theory. This video just so happens to be the continuation of my last theory, where we discovered evidence that pretty much proves the existence of the 810th Pokemon. A Pokemon that has in fact been hiding under all of our noses this entire time. If you haven't seen that video, I would heavily recommend you check that one out first as it pertains to this one by clicking the link in the description. Okay, so, where we last left off, we had just found evidence that pretty much proves Pokerus as being the 810th Pokemon in the Pokemon universe. This was done by proving that what it means to be a Pokemon cannot and doesn't equate to what it means to be a living being in our world. We then christened Pokerus into the Pokemon community with its inaugural Pokedex entries for Pokemon Sword and Shield. This was all well and fun, but there was one question that was left unsolved. Why does Pokerus kill some Pokemon, but never kill your Pokemon? After all, calling back to the Pokemon Chronicles episode Oaknapped, we remember that all of Dr. Namba's test subject Pokemon died when they were infected with Pokerus. Yet, at the same time, I could pick up my copy of Ultra Moon and see the literal hundreds of Pokerus-infected Pokemon that I've collected over the years. And they're doing just fine. So what's the difference here? Well, the truth is that my Pokemon aren't actually special, and there are a few perfectly reasonable explanations for this. See, in the Pokemon games, you have a chance to encounter Pokerus at roughly 1 in every 22,000 encounters. To put this into perspective for you, you'd have a better chance to find 5 shiny Pokemon just wandering around in the grass than you would have encountering Pokerus once. Sure enough, however, there are a lucky few of us who contract the virus, and then, nothing. Your Pokemon don't get sick, they don't lose HP, they don't even revert to their feral ways.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Nurse Joy has some interesting words, stating that little is known about the mysterious affliction. However, in later generations, Nurse Joy also adds that the Pokemon are said to grow exceptionally well when they're infected with Pokerus. She doesn't even seem to mention the life-threatening complications that can take place when Pokerus reproduces too quickly and kills its host. And when youngster Joey's Rattata dies from Pokerus and you didn't tell him it could happen, you'd better believe he's gonna sue your shorts off. Well, there's actually a good reason that Nurse Joy doesn't mention the risks of Pokerus, and it's because she flat out doesn't know about them. Nurse Joy has never seen a Pokemon actually die from Pokerus. To prove this, let's focus on what actually happens to your Pokemon when they're infected with the virus, versus what happens to Dr. Namba's test subjects. See, in the games, you are a Pokemon trainer, on their way to becoming the most powerful trainer in the region, aka somebody whose job it is to take care of their Pokemon and raise them to be very powerful. When your Pokemon catches Pokerus from a battle, it is healthy and in the process of exercising every day, eating well, and being cared for. This in turn makes your Pokemon healthier, with more powerful immune systems that are capable of keeping Pokerus in check. Now obviously, most of us know that having a strong immune system is going to help you fight off infection. And this could very well be the reason why Dr. Namba's test subjects all died. After all, you're the Pokemon champion, and Dr. Namba is just an ethically challenged scientist whose Pokemon only exist to be experimented on. On top of that, Dr. Namba's test subjects are almost assuredly not his. See, he works with Team Rocket, an organization that is famous for stealing other people's Pokemon and has been doing so since its inception. And even if some of his Pokemon were actually caught by Team Rocket, it was probably just caught by some grunt and then handed over to be experimented on. So, your Pokemon survive Pokerus because they are healthy and well trained, whereas someone like Dr. Namba's Pokemon die because they are unhealthy, right? Well, it actually gets a bit deeper than that. See, I'm sure with all of Nurse Joy's experience, she would have encountered at least one Pokemon who, even a healthy one, died from Pokerus. After all, there aren't that many trainers of your caliber in the games. Thus, not many Pokemon can match your Pokemon. See, even Professor Elm, the Pokemon world's leading scientist on the matter of Pokerus, believes that there's nothing to worry about. He frequently states that Pokerus has no side effects, save for the stat boosting ones. From all the clues that were given, it would seem that neither of them had ever encountered a Pokerus-related fatality. So then what is it that definitively tells us why Pokerus kills some Pokemon and not others? Well, the answer is actually incredibly simple, and it all has to do with Pokeballs. Think about it. We proved that Pokerus is a Pokemon in the last theory. With that in mind, after you've battled a Pokemon and your Pokemon has contracted Pokerus from it, what do you always do? You return it to its Pokeball. This means that you are effectively catching Pokerus, because it is in turn dragged into the Pokeball with your Pokemon. It would also make sense as to why Pokerus never breaks out of the Pokeballs, because it's just been born from its original host Pokemon, meaning that it's only at level 1, thus pretty much an auto-catch. When you catch Pokerus, it is no longer feral, and thus won't use its damaging attacks on your Pokemon, just like how Mewtwo is totally cool with you after you catch him. That's right, if you have ever encountered Pokerus, you have also caught it as your own Pokemon without even knowing it. So if you do have infected Pokemon, make sure you log in every once in a while and pet them twice as long, just so that Pokerus knows that you love it too. So why exactly is it that Dr. Namba's Pokemon all die? Well, as mentioned before, he works for Team Rocket, meaning his Pokemon are all test subjects and not actually his, probably being forked over by grunts who stole or captured Pokemon en masse. He's been infecting Pokemon that aren't his with wild Pokerus, and then keeps them out of their Pokeballs to observe their status as the feral virus slowly multiplies until the Pokemon dies. This is why Nurse Joy and Professor Elm are so calm about the diagnosis. Nurse Joy only deals with Pokemon in their Pokeballs, meaning that if she sees a Pokemon with Pokerus, it's already been captured and turned tame. Likewise, I doubt Professor Elm is running any immoral experiments on Pokemon with Pokerus, so he's probably never even seen the negative side effects. Couple this up with the fact that Pokerus is the rarest Pokemon ever, and we can safely say that neither of them have encountered Pokerus more than a couple times if they're lucky. So there you have it. Pokerus kills some Pokemon and not others depending on how healthy they are, and whether Pokerus was ever actually returned to the Pokeball after it was contracted. It's short, simple, and sweet, and most importantly, the lore backs it up, barring any new info coming out with Sword and Shield. Anyway, that about does it for this episode of So Good Theory. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, and check out my other theories and opinion videos. But most importantly, comment. I love hearing what you guys have to say, and it's honestly the best part about doing this. I post every weekend, so hit that notification button so that you can check in as soon as my videos drop. And as always, this has been So Good, with another weekly reminder to keep on loving good stuff.